Okay, I am back and wondering if anything is any better. So let me know what you're hearing and seeing and how the stream is going. Now, getting all the tech stuff hopefully better. So what I'm hoping is that the audio and the video are somewhat close to in sync. So let me know. Alright, and if you are watching the archive of the stream, there is a link in the description to skip to when the stream really begins, so you don't have to watch. Oh, great. Let's see. Sample rate. Okay, this is better. Hi, Antonio, thanks for joining Bach First Suite. I can always play Bach First Suite. So it sounds like, hey, everybody who just joined, I'm still getting the tech set up. Apparently now my voice is pitched up. So let's see if I can fix that. And then if everything else looks good, we may actually have a stream. So my audio is gonna disappear. All right, can you hear me now? Hunter scores from Suzuki Book 2. I can see if I can work that in. I'm going to be playing on a Baroque cello, so the style's a little different, but I could probably play some Hunter's Chorus if you stick around. How is the audio now? Okay, sweet. Okay, I'm going to play some cello. I got to get on Instagram Live, but you guys have been so patient, so I want to at least play some cello. Let me know. I'm going to try to be looking at this chat if I can while I'm playing. So, okay, Karuna, I will try to play some Hunter's Chorus for you. But I'm going to get warmed up and play some scales first. Okay. Cello sounding okay? All right, audio is good. Yay, we might have done it. That's great. So, and I know this picture is very light. This was the best I could do. But enough about the live stream complaining. So, yeah, I was not sure what to film for YouTube today. Friday is the day that I typically film the videos for my channel. And I just thought, what if instead of filming something, I just live streamed my practice, because I really need to practice. I have been slacking on practicing lately, and I thought it would be good motivation for me to practice for you guys and give me something a little constructive to do. Daisy is here. This is Daisy. I'm going to see if I can move this down just a little. All right. And the last thing I'm going to do before getting started is go on Instagram Live also. And then we'll get going, and I'm going to do my best. Normally I have like a second laptop that I can look at the chat close by. But I recently had a computer die, never a fun thing, so I'm a little limited on my technology, but I will come over and look at the chat when I take breaks in between playing, so do feel free to put your comments and questions in the chat. And now you're going to watch me stream to Instagram on YouTube. Wow, what a day. Okay. All right. So I need to warm up. So let's do that. Play some scales. If you don't know, if you don't follow my channel, this is a Baroque cello. It has no end pin, gut strings, Baroque bow. The playing style is a little different. Hi Instagram, I'm streaming on YouTube right now, but I'm also decided I would stream on Instagram at the same time. I'm mostly going to be playing, this is a practice session, so scales, warm-ups, and then I'll get into some repertoire. Just kind of doing whatever. I'm going to do my best to try to read comments in between playing. Thank you guys on Instagram for watching. Thank you, YouTube. Okay, it's enough though. Let's play some cello. And I will do my best to read stuff. If I miss anything, I'm sorry. Send it to me on Facebook, send me a DM, whatever you want if you have questions. Well, let's start warming up. I'm going to play scales. Probably not the most fun thing to listen to, but if you're a musician, if you play strings, maybe the way that I warm up and play scales will give you some ideas. I'm going to move over just a little so you get a better shot of Daisy here. Instagram, you can't see, Daisy's sleeping, but if you want to Instagram interact with me a little more, go to YouTube, youtube.com/EmilyPlaysCello. The stream is there too. So I usually do my scales on long bows first. You'll probably notice with the Baroque bow, the lighter tip makes the up bows a little bit softer than the down bows. And that's something we like and want to work with when we're playing on Baroque equipment. So now I'm going to go, my next level up from a legato stroke is a long, short, and you'll see what that's like. And yeah, Instagram, sorry, you guys can't really see my bow, but go to YouTube if you want to see everything. Probably noticing my little squeaks and squawks. I'm probably due for a new set of strings, but I'm doing my best right now to just make these work. These are gut strings, so they have a different sound and kind of different playing technique than the normal steel strings. All right. So let's get into repertoire. I've been playing a lot of these little Dotzauer etudes, which they're kind of early classical, but it's still pretty likely that the cello in Dotzauer's time, early classical period, was not that different than this Baroque cello here. Definitely gut strings, maybe a slightly different bow than this Baroque bow, but it was really possible, you know, in the classical period that there were a lot of Baroque bows still sitting around. They didn't all just magically upgrade at 1750. So just know that there's a mix of bows and equipment that were used all throughout 17th, 18th, and 19th century, the equipment was not as standardized as it is now. My favorite song on Baroque Cello, I couldn't choose. There's so much repertoire. As you can see from my YouTube channel, all the things I've recorded, but I love these ground bass pieces by Vitali, which maybe I'll play some of those later, and there's some on my channel too. Let's see. Okay. So yeah, maybe I'll start with some Dotzauer, because they are etudes, so they're good exercises to play. I am quite disorganized with my music, but aren't we all? All right, so starting with this Dotzauer etude, what number is this? Number 4. And you know what? Maybe I'll rosin. I didn't really spend as much time warming up as I said I would, but that's okay. Technical delays made the stream start late, so we gotta just dive right in. Bach Cello Suite? Yeah, I'm definitely gonna play some Bach later. Yes, always have to play some solo Bach. Daisy's over here like wondering why I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to other people. They can hear us. Okay. Yeah, I gotta see what I can do. I don't want to put the music stand like right in front of the camera, but I'm also like a little crooked looking at the music stand, so we'll figure it out. I guess I could tilt to myself. Then I'm tilting away from Instagram. Maybe I'll move you guys. I can move you guys over onto my stand. Yeah, how about that? But then you can't really see me as well. Setting this all up is a lot more complicated than it would seem. Let's see. Will this be in the shot? No, okay, move me over here. It's a little better. Alright, let's keep going with Dotzauer. If you don't know the Dotzauer etudes, they're great modern cello, Baroque cello, whatever. They're just great little etudes. Some of them are really hard, some of them are not as bad. I like the easy ones. Position exercises on Baroque cello. You know, trying to think. A lot of the more advanced Dotzauer, you can definitely get into positions. Duport, a lot of the more technical cello etudes come from like classical period and beyond. because Baroque Cello was not doing a lot too crazy with positions. There is Correct, I think, has a decent treatise on some playing stuff, but yeah, there's not a lot of like good position etudes from the Baroque, but I can keep thinking about it. Playing close to the fingerboard, not super intentionally, just depends. Right now I'm kind of wrestling my squawky strings, so I'm kind of experimenting with contact point to see where I'm going to squeal the least. So yeah. Oh, speak slower. Sorry, guys on Instagram. I'm a bit of a fast talker. All right, let's keep the playing going. I really appreciate all the questions. I just don't want to have to keep stopping because I do want to be playing also. So let's keep going. A few more little Dotzauer etudes. Just played number 4. I think I'll do number 5 next. I think viola da spalla is awesome, and if you guys don't know what viola da spalla is, definitely look it up. It's a really cool instrument. I've never played it, but I think it's great. Okay, and just FYI, this really is a practice session, so none of this here is polished. I'm probably going to play stuff under tempo, and you know, if I need to work on a spot, I'm going to stop and work on it. Just kind of casual Friday practicing. All right, so this is Dotzauer number 5. I'll tilt a little bit. Yeah, and the nice thing about these etudes, they really like make your hand kind of work in first position, you know, playing lots of 4s and 1s and a lot of patterns that just really good for framing your hand for intonation. Bach Prelude, can you? Yes, guys, I'm definitely going to play Bach, especially if you stick around. So, I think what I'm going to do is oil my strings. I feel like I do this on every live stream because my strings start squawking and I don't really want to deal with it, and it's a good educational opportunity to talk about gut strings. It's still winter here in Boston. I mean, not technically, but temperature-wise, it's still been in the 40s and 30s and generally dry, and the heat is still on, which makes it even more dry, and really dry climates are hard on gut strings because they're, of course, a natural material. So they dry out, and when they dry out, they squawk. So a temporary solution is oiling them a little bit, just to add some moisture back into the string. Helps a little bit with the squeaking. I use just extra virgin olive oil, so I am going to go to my kitchen and get some right now, and see if that helps my strings a little bit. All right, hopefully this isn't going to fall on stream. That would be bad. Okay, I'm back with my paper towel with a little dab of olive oil, and I'm just going to rub it on, especially the open gut strings. The top two don't have any metal wrapped around them, but really all of them can kind of use a little bit of moisture. You don't need to oil your strings all the time. If you're in a humid climate, you kind of never need to. It's just for kind of extreme dryness, so like how it is with the heat on, and it's not even super, super dry, to be totally honest. My cello probably just needs a little bit of love and attention after a dry, harsh winter. So I'm just kind of rubbing the oil in, not where the bow goes. You don't want oil on your bow hair. All right, hopefully this makes a little bit of a difference. Yeah, sounding better. Okay, is the person who requested the Suzuki Book 2 piece still here? Because if you're still in the stream, I'll do that for you. Only because it's Suzuki. I do use, even though I don't really play modern cello, you know, this is my Baroque instrument, I do teach modern cello a bit, and I use the Suzuki books, so I know all the pieces and all the Suzuki books. Gut strings, I would say, last probably not as often as, I mean, not as long as steel strings, but you can, you know, I think everybody doesn't want to buy a new set of strings because it's expensive, so you drag them on. Ideally, I would change my strings probably every 6 months, but I push a year on my strings, and I wouldn't recommend that ideally. But yeah, and if they go false, which can happen, meaning they just won't get in tune, they'll really, it's pretty obvious if you've played on gut when you have a false string because it's just not operating properly. That can obviously shorten the life, but good string makers will be sympathetic, and if they send you a false string, that they should send you another one. But that has never happened to me. It's happened to other people. But if you buy gut strings, DamienStrings.com, that's the guy I've always got my strings from. He's the maker himself. He's awesome. So if you are looking to get gut strings, I definitely recommend him. The main difference in terms of sound on gut strings, you could be the judge since I'm playing on gut, but probably easier to tell if you watch some of my actually produced videos instead of a live stream. Gut is not as loud and not as piercing. You know, steel was made to project to the back of the concert hall. Gut has a more natural sound. I mean, it is a natural material, but it also has what we call chiff, which is like kind of a crunchy edge to the sound. So that's how I would describe it. Hey Betty, thanks for coming in. Let's see. All right, I'm not hearing from the person who requested the Suzuki piece, so I'll put that on hold unless they ask again. So, what should I play? I know I gotta save the Bach for the end because I know everybody wants to hear Bach. Did 2 Dotzauers. I'm going to do a couple more Dotzauers. They're kind of good, chill warm-up pieces since I kind of skipped my warm-up. Yeah, this one's cute. This is Dotzauer Etude number 13. Alright, so that was Dotzauer number 13. Everything at, practice tempo for today. Vitali or Dall'Abaco? Okay, I'll totally do some Vitali. Oh, Gavotte in C minor. Marcello? Okay, you guys got some good requests. Oh, you still want Hunter's Chorus. Alright, Hunter's Chorus is happening because it was requested. Suzuki Book 2. I'm playing this on Baroque Cello. I'm not making any stylistic assumptions about Hunter's Chorus. I'm just going to play it because I think it would be cute. Facebook Live, just so you know, yes, it's opposite. And if you want to watch a better stream of this, you should just go to YouTube because I'm streaming this on YouTube right now. It's a little better on YouTube. I think maybe, okay. Let's find my Suzuki book and play Hunter's Chorus just because that's kind of cute and funny. Not that it's cute and fun, it's just cute and funny that I'm playing it. Okay, I got my big stack of teaching books here. Okay, so this is the piano accompaniment book. I might have to read out of that if I can't find the cello book. Let's see. Oh, here we go, I got it. Okay, so Hunter's Chorus from Suzuki Book 2, played on Baroque Cello. All you cello students will know this one. I've never played it on my Baroque cello, I've only played it on my modern cello, so here we go. And there you have it, 100 scores. All right, let's keep moving along through some repertoire. Oh yeah, Vitali. Where's my favorite Vitali? This one. Okay, I play this one all the time. So Vitali is an Italian composer from the 17th century. This piece and this set of pieces, we don't know if they were for cello, they were for a bass instrument, which could have been a cello, could have been a viola da gamba, could have been a bassoon, could have been anything. But they work really nicely on cello. I really like them. So this is Ciaccona, and it is in C major. That's how I identify these little no-name pieces, is by their key. Vitali, Giacomo. Let's see what else we got in terms of requests. Corinne, I'm glad you liked it. Thanks for the request. So, in terms of Bach 6 Suite, so Bach 6 Suite was most likely written for 5-string cello, a cello that has one more string higher, which would be tuned to an 8. And it's really pretty likely that Bach wrote for that instrument, not for a 4-string cello like this, when he wrote the 6 Suite. So I know modern cellists play the 6 Suite, you know, all up here on the fingerboard, but likely Bach was not working with that. Bach was working with an additional string so that you could be playing in more normal positions for the time period. Alrighty. But Bach is heavily requested, so maybe we should shift to Bach. I didn't intend for the stream to be super long. It was kind of impromptu, but we still got time to play plenty of things. So let's see what we got. I got a whole pile of music on the floor that you can't even see. Alright, you guys are dying for Bach, so I guess that's where we gotta go. But just so you guys know, and I'm going to be announcing this a little bit more in more places, but I am going to be doing a live streamed concert. It's still going to be right here in my apartment, but it's going to be a little bit more formal. I'm going to have an actual planned program that I play through. I'm going to have practiced beforehand. And I will be playing the complete first suite by J.S. Bach, since I know everybody always wants to hear it. This is going to be May 13th, Saturday, May 13th. So save the date. So hopefully you can tune in live. It's probably going to be afternoon East Coast time. You will be able to watch the archive after if you can't tune in live. But just so you know, that is the plan right now, to do an official live stream concert, which is going to be a fundraiser for my move to Los Angeles. If you haven't heard, that I'm relocating. And I could use some additional funds to help with that. So that is May 13th if you want to save the date. But for now, hoping to do a couple more of these casual practice type things. Oh, you're in Long Beach. Cool. Hey. All right. Yes, you really want the Sarabande. Let's start with the Sarabande from the first suite. Alright, Suite 1 Sarabande by J.S. Bach. And that was the Sarabande. Courant from the third suite. Oh, that's a good one too. Is it difficult to get used to holding up the cello given that it doesn't have an end pin? I adjusted to it. It took me, I was doing a summer workshop and I was sort of thrown into it, and by like day 3 I was doing okay. It's just like anything, getting used to holding a violin under your neck. You know, it just takes a little getting used to, and you have to be kind of smart about your body, make sure you're not doing anything that's going to give you any kind of like problem or injury, but it just takes getting used to. I don't really think it's that difficult. Oh, Michael, you play Baroque violin? That's awesome. I rehair my bow. I try to rehair my bow twice a year, but it probably only happens once a year. I'm a little lazy with instrument maintenance, but it's expensive. So, you know, I think everyone kind of understands why we aren't dying to buy new strings and rehair our bow as soon as we need to, because it is expensive. But, yeah, ideally I would say like every 6 months to rehair your bow. Prelude from First Suite. I'm sure that everyone is dying to hear that. I understand, but I gotta save some things for the live stream concert on May 13th. But I could play a little more Bach. Let's see, what other good stuff do we have here? Maybe I'll play some second suite of Bach, because I will not be performing the second suite on the May 13th live stream. I'll be doing the entire first suite, including the prelude, which I know everybody wants to hear. But I probably won't do the second suite, so maybe I'll play some second suite now. Kind of casual, again, like I didn't prepare for this stream. This is just real life me and my cat hanging out on Friday afternoon. Oh yes, sorry, I do see these comments about ground bass stuff, which I love ground bass. For anybody that doesn't know, got some videos about it on my channel. My favorite grounds to improvise on. I know you want me to demonstrate one. I would have to prepare a little bit to demonstrate ground bass. Like I've recorded some of my own improvisations on YouTube over ground bass patterns. I love the Chacona. I really love, which is different than the Chacon. Chacona is probably one of my favorite bass lines, the same as the Vitali that I played earlier. But Folia is always good. I mean, you can't go wrong with a good Folia. But actually, if you're into ground basses, this is another educational moment. Let's see if I can find this book that I'm about to talk about. I don't remember who told me about this book, but if you are into ground basses, it's everything. Continua Player's Book of Grounds. I'm going to show you to Instagram in a second. So, what is this? Turtles, but not like the animal turtles. Turtel. Turtles and Twins Press made this Continua Player's Book of Grounds. It is an amazing reference. It just has like every ground bass, like seriously all of them, in all different keys, different figures. There's no melody writing or improvisations in here. It's just the bass lines with a little bit of history on each of them. Like this resource is just honestly incredible if you're interested in ground basses. So I don't even remember how I heard about this or when I got it. It's all a blur, but this book is great for that. And this has been my resource in those ground bass things that I've recorded. All right, got another request for the Suite 2 Sarabande. Well, I was going to do the Allemande first. We'll see what kind of shape I'm in. Haven't played this Allemande in a while. So I'm going to play the Allemande from the second Bach Suite, and then I can maybe do the Sarabande after that. But let's do some Allemande in the meantime. This is how you know you got a cello-friendly pet, when they're just here. She doesn't care what's going on. She's just here for the entertainment. I got Daisy, side topic, I got Daisy when she was 3 months old. She could like fit in one hand. She's about 5 now, 5 or 6. She was so tiny, and I was preparing for my master's recital at the time, so I was practicing so much, and like this little creature, only been on the earth 3 months, had to hear so much Baroque cello all the time. So she's really used to it now, which is great. She likes it and enjoys it. My string quartet has rehearsed here. She loves my string quartet. She'll sit right there on her pillow with the whole string quartet in this room playing. So she loves it, and I really do think animals really like string instruments especially. Okay, what am I doing? Suite 2 Allemande at a practice tempo. Okay, I'm standing on a book. Hold on. All right, Suite 2 Allemande. And that was the Allemande from Bach's Second Cello Suite in D minor. All right, coming back over to see what you guys have to say. The Schreimer edition, which one is that? There are so many editions of Bach, as all cellists know. If you don't want to read from the manuscript, which I don't blame you, it's really sloppy, just get the Bärenreiter. It's the best edition. You can get like the critical Bärenreiter edition. You get this big box that comes with all the different manuscript sources, which is just really cool if you want to nerd out and look at the manuscript. But this like basic one, it's modern print, so friendly to everybody. It's not handwritten. But this has actually no bowings, and then you can like consult the manuscripts and decide which bowings you want to do. There goes a page of something. But there's another Bärenreiter that has a green cover with a cello on it, and that has good bowings in it also. So yeah, Bach can be very confusing if you're reading off of like very romanticized bowings. So I would urge you, if you're studying the suites, to get an edition, get the Bärenreiter edition, and then you will be better off. A very unusual way of playing, yep, so I am playing on a Baroque cello. This is not the same as a modern cello. It's tuned the same in terms of fifths, but it is tuned down a half step. This is a Baroque bow. It's got a pointy tip, it's held further from the frog, and it has a different shape. And these are gut strings, which have a different sound. So yes, I'm not playing like you might see a cello being played, because this is a slightly different playing style. All right. C minor Vivaldi. I could play some Vivaldi, though I would be playing alone. I won't have any accompaniment. But someone wanted the Sarabande from the second suite, so maybe I'll do that next. How long have I been streaming? 53 minutes. All right, I'm probably going to wrap up in the next like 10 minutes or so. So if you have any lingering questions or comments, feel free to throw them in now. But I'll play a little bit more. All right. At Instagram, I'm sorry that I'm not getting to your comments. My priority for this stream is YouTube. Though YouTube, you have to keep seeing me talking to Instagram. I'm streaming this on YouTube also. But I thought I would get Instagram in on the fun too. Why not the viola da gamba? I love the viola da gamba. If you don't know what the viola da gamba is, just Google it now. Actually, search for it in YouTube so you can watch some videos of it. It's kind of like the predecessor to the cello, sort of. It has 6 or 7 strings and frets, but it's roughly the size and range of a cello. And I love the gamba. I can play it a little bit, not as well as I can play the cello. And I don't have an instrument right now, so I can't play it at all. But I love the instrument, and it's really, if you're a fan of cello, you'd probably be a fan of the viola da gamba also. Yeah, thanks about the kind words. What's your name? Crap Dragoon. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to moving to LA and doing some concerts out there, meeting new people. It's going to be great. All right, so let's play a little bit more Bach. We'll do the Sarabande from the second suite. Okay, guys, I know you want Lord of the Rings and Star Wars, but that is not what I do. I'm really sorry. I play classical music. There are a lot of other people who could play some awesome Lord of the Rings and Star Wars for you, but I am not that person, unfortunately. I just play classical music. At least that's all I play on the cello. So I appreciate your requests, but I cannot fulfill them. my cello, otherwise I would show you guys tuning with the pegs, which there are no fine tuners on this cello, because they didn't have fine tuners back in those days. But my cello's actually been staying pretty in tune, so I haven't even need to bother with the pegs. Alrighty. Suite 2 Sarabande. Yeah, hair got a little involved towards the end. That was the Sarabande from the second suite by J.S. Bach. Hey Alan, do you play, you don't play on unwound gut all the way. I assume you have at least wrap strings on your bottom, right? So if you don't know about gut strings, usually the top two strings are what we call open gut. It actually is just pure gut if you touch it. But we usually wrap the lower strings in silver. It just makes them a little bit more stable. All right. Okay. So about ready to wrap up the stream for today. Thanks everyone who especially tuned in the beginning and was patient during all the technical setup because that was a little crazy. But yeah, I want to be doing more of these streams. I'm going to keep working on getting them better in terms of the streaming quality and all that stuff. So yeah, to wrap up, May 13th, Saturday, May 13th, I'm going to be doing a live streamed concert right here, but it's going to be a little bit more formal. I'll still be able to do questions and talk and all that stuff, but I will be sort of really playing complete works from beginning to end, and that is going to be part of a fundraiser for my move to Los Angeles that is happening at the end of May. So if you would like to kind of keep up with that and know when the stream is and all that stuff, make sure you're following me. Instagram, Facebook, everywhere you find me is Emily Plays Cello. And what else? So I also have a GoFundMe page set up. I'm going to put a link in the description of the video once it's archived to help fundraising for the move. If you feel like you want to help me out in this big endeavor of moving across the country, any donation you give is so super appreciated, and most importantly, all the donations are going to go towards my moving expenses and my new life so that I'm going to be able to keep making content and keep making YouTube videos, streaming, and all that stuff, because if you haven't ever started over a new life as a freelancer, you kind of lose all your work for a little while and have to sort of start over. So I'm going to be doing that when I move. So the fundraiser just sort of helps alleviate some of that pressure and allows me to keep making videos and keep doing what I do on YouTube. So that link is gofundme.com/EmilyPlaysCello if you want to help. But otherwise, just make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel so you know when I go live. If you want to support my YouTube videos, you can support me on Patreon, patreon.com/EmilyPlaysCello. Pretty much Emily Plays Cello, put it into any website, you will find me. That's my handle everywhere. So guys, thanks so much for tuning in. It's been really awesome. Instagram, I know you were kind of second best to YouTube today, but make sure you're subscribed to me on YouTube, youtube.com/EmilyPlaysCello. Not going to rattle off any more links. I think you get the point. And thanks again. I'm going to do more streams soon, so I'll be seeing you guys again next time. All right, bye.